अभ्युत्थानम् अधर्मस्य तदात्मानं सृजाम्यहम्.
Life feels like a constant tug-of-war many times. Have you ever wondered why? One side is your dreams and the other side your fears. One side says keep going and the other whispers please give up. Let us see today's episode on Kurma Avatar, which tells us about patience under pressure, foundation behind every great achievement. Though Kurma became a resting foundation for Mandara, still the mountain could not remain steady and was shaking. Why? Due to the powerful pulling from opposite directions. It could tilt, slip or lose balance. So who kept it perfectly upright? The Bhagavata Purana explains it beautifully. The Lord did not merely become the Kurma beneath. He entered the mountain. He entered the Devas, Asuras. He entered Vasugi. As Antaryami, the dwelling presence, he was within every participant. The hands that pulled the serpent belonged to the Devas and Asuras. Yet the strength behind those hands were provided by the Lord. He became the strength in every pull, balance in every moment, intelligence behind every action. He dwells into everything. Without that unseen presence in everything and every being, every effort, every action, reaction, the entire effort would have collapsed. He is all-pervading. He is the savior and the protector. What is the underlying message to us? We think God helps in removing obstacles. No, not necessary, not always. Kurma teaches something deeper. He becomes the strength within us to face the obstacles. He does not remove the strong. He studies the mountain. This was the admirable divine beauty of this Kurma avatar of the Lord. This gives us the assurance that He'll be with us always whenever we are on the dharmic path. Kurma teaches that God is not merely an external helper. He is often the unseen support behind every effort, every action, and every success. Now let's know about the incarnation of the Lord as Kurma and clear the clouds within us. The cosmic flood subsided and the life was protected. The scriptures of knowledge preserved. King Satyavrata became Vaivasvata Manu, the father of mankind. Order was restored. Creation survived, but the universe was far from complete. Dharma began to weaken and the Devas were losing their strength. This time, the challenge was not to save life from destruction, but to restore strength to the dharmic values and to sustain it. Divine intervention was needed. The Kurma avatar is not a fiction or a story of a giant tortoise carrying a mountain on its back. The Lord Himself declares that whenever Dharma is to be protected and established, every time and at every yuga, He descends down again and again for the mankind. He is the only savior and protector. Though Dharma Sthapana, that is, protection and establishment of Dharma is the main intention and purpose of the Lord's every avatar. One can learn immense lessons and morals to know what is right and wrong and to evolve himself into a higher dharmic platform. Whenever Dharma is to be protected from adharma, the Lord descends down in the form appropriate to that moment and establishes Dharma again. When you enlighten yourselves about the incarnations of the Lord through the journey of Dasavatara, you get to know the insights and lessons they teach us, which are applicable even for the present day's life. Kurma tells us how to remain steady with dharmic principles when life keeps pulling you in opposite directions. Due to the curse of sage Durvasa, the Devas lost their strength. Lord Vishnu advised them to take the help of their rivals, that is the Asuras, and together advised them to churn the milky ocean and obtain the nectar of immortality. Planning was done as per the Lord's guidance. Mount Mandara became the churning rod and the giant snake Vasugi became the rope. The churning began. What happened then? The massive mountain started sinking. In order to help the process at that moment, Lord Vishnu took the form of a giant tortoise, that is, the incarnation of Kurma, and supported the mountain on his back. The churning continued and the nectar obtained. Dharma was protected and the Devas regained their strength. What did the churning of the ocean tell us? We understood the ocean of milk as a vast reservoir of hidden treasures. The nectar was not lying on the surface. It was concealed in the depths. The most valuable things in life are often hidden and require effort to bring forth. Knowledge must be studied. Wisdom must be cultivated. Character must be refined. The Devas acted based on the divine guidance, trusting that persistent effort would reveal what was hidden. But interestingly, on churning the ocean, many other treasures emerged first. Why? To say, including the deadly halakala poison, but not the nectar. The lesson is very clear here. When we begin a deeper transformation, difficulties and hurdles surface before the reward. The nectar was not created by churning, it was already present in the potential form. Churning merely revealed it. Why does life feel like it's pulling us in opposite directions? The reasons are many: our career, family, health, money, fame, relationships, and so many. Many times our own mind pulls us in different directions, exactly the same way the Devas and Asuras did during the churning of the ocean. The opposite teams are our conflicting thoughts and emotions. The Lord beneath the mountain represents the divine presence within the Antaryami Bhagavan, the inner stability which prevents us from collapsing. Without that inner stability, any best plan can collapse and begin to fall apart. Now, let us see why were the Devas and Asuras, who belongs to the opposite parties, asked to work together. Some goals are bigger than personal differences. Both the opposing teams have strength. So, to achieve the goal, the efforts of both sides were necessary. The Lord facilitated that every available force is used. But the reality is, He was the force behind every action. The task was enormous. Neither side could accomplish it alone. The mountain mantra had to be moved. The serpent Vasagi had to be used as a rope. The ocean had to be churned continuously. The Lord therefore advised cooperation. Even the Asuras were tempted to obtain nectar, and thus they also accepted. This may seem surprising because Devas and Asuras are usually portrayed as opponents. Yet an important truth is revealed here. Even opposing forces can become partners when pursuing a greater objective and when both are eager to derive the fruits of action. What do the Devas and Asuras represent within us? Many teachers interpret them very nicely and in a symbolic way. Our life is also something similar to that. The people who challenge us sometimes become the reason for us to grow. Not that every opponent is our enemy. Unknowingly, they sometimes help us to churn our own ocean. The Devas here represent our higher tendencies like wisdom, self-control, compassion, and ethical way of life. The Asuras represents ambition, desire, ego, power, etc. Both energies exist within every human being, and the combination of both is needed many times. Growth often happens when these forces are harnessed and directed towards a higher purpose. The Lord did not exclude the Asuras because creation itself often advances through the interaction of opposing forces. Now, if both worked equally hard, wasn't it unfair that only the Devas received the nectar? This is the most important question of the day. Yes, both the teams put the same effort, pulled the rope, participated in the churning, became exhausted. Both the teams faced danger. When that be the case, why did only the Devas receive the nectar or Amrita? To understand this, first we should know the purpose of the nectar. Amrita or the nectar is not the prize or reward for the hard work or the effort alone. It was a responsibility. The Devas were entrusted with preserving cosmic order, the Dharma, whereas Asuras repeatedly were eager to obtain power for dominating everything and for their personal gain. The scriptures do not say that one group deserved the reward simply because of their identity as Devas. They are teaching us a timeless principle. What is that? Power without Dharma becomes destructive. Now think about modern life. Would you dare to hand over the controls of a nuclear reactor because someone worked hard? Or would you also see if they have the wisdom and responsibility to use the power safely? No doubt effort matters, but character determines whether power becomes a blessing or a danger. That is why Lord Vishnu appeared as Mohini, not merely to distribute nectar, but to ensure that immense power did not strengthen forces that would disrupt the welfare of the world. By distribution of this nectar, the purpose of Kurma Avatar revealed. The Lord protected and established Dharma once again. The lesson is very profound here. Success is earned by effort. Lasting success is sustained by character. What does the form of the Kurma indicate to us? In the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says that a wise person is like a tortoise. Whenever danger appears, the tortoise withdraws its limbs, not out of fear, but out of wisdom. Likewise, a mature person knows when to speak, when to remain silent, when to react, and when to step back. Not only that, the tortoise represents stability, patience, endurance, and self mastery. What is the deeper message? Great transformations require a stable foundation. Self control is not weakness, it is strength under guidance. What does Kurma Avatar teach us about handling pressure in today's pull from all sides? When the Mantra mountain began to sink, the entire effort was in danger of falling. The Lord did not remove the challenge, He became the support beneath it. Likewise, psychological resilience is not about avoiding pressure, it is about developing inner strength to bear it. Like the tortoise, stay grounded during uncertainty. Remain patient during long struggles. Do not react impulsively. Withdraw from distractions whenever necessary and wherever necessary. Lord Kurma tells us that resilience is not found in speed and or force. It is found in steadiness. The strongest foundation is often the one that remains unseen. In this, the Lord was not merely supporting the mountain, He was the hidden force sustaining the entire churning process. How can we relate this historic divine event of the Lord's incarnation to the present day to live our life in a dharmic path? In our unpredictable life, the positive and the negative forces are constantly at work within and around us. Like poison emerging before nectar, innumerable challenges are faced before growth or success. These can be handled only with the divine guidance. That is, where Visishtadvaita emphasizes on Sharanagati or surrender at the lotus feet of the Lord. As said earlier, surrender does not remove the obstacles or challenges. He helps and guides us to face challenges and work on it. The nectar is wisdom, peace, and lasting success. Like Kurma, the unwavering foundation of Dharma and the divine presence that silently supported everything to accomplish the goal. The Lord always guides us through in every action of ours by all means. Everyone dreams of tasting the nectar of success. But Kurma Avatar asks us a deeper question. Have you first built the foundation strong enough to support the churning? The strong foundation is dropping of ego and surrendering ourselves to the Supreme Divine. Because without a steady foundation, even the greatest mountain cannot stand. Lasting success is possible only when there is unwavering inner stability. As Matsya teaches us how to stay focused when life is flooded with uncertainty, Kurma teaches us how to remain steady when the world demands more than we think we can bear and pulls us from different directions. In the next episode, we will explore Varaha Avatar, which explains that even when life feels buried under darkness, hope and courage can lift us up, that is, rise above despair. Dasavatara, Ancient Wisdom, Timeless Lessons at Raji's Reflections. Watch out for this space every Friday. Stay connected. Thank you.